Liberal TV host fired for one sentence. Karoline Leavitt's response will shock you. The world of cable news is no stranger to controversy, but few stories have sent shockwaves through the media landscape quite like this one. A prominent liberal TV host, once a rising star in progressive political circles, was abruptly fired after uttering a single sentence that sent both the network and the public into a frenzy. The fallout was swift, but no one could have anticipated the response from Karoline Leavitt, a rising conservative voice whose reaction left everyone stunned. The sentence that changed everything. It was supposed to be just another night on air for the Progressive Hour, a primetime show on one of the major liberal news networks. Hosted by Daniel Whitman, a veteran journalist known for his sharp wit and unwavering progressive stance, the show tackled the usual mix of political news, policy debates, and cultural commentary. That night, however, Whitman made a grave miscalculation. In an impassioned monologue about the state of the nation, he uttered a sentence that would seal his fate. Sometimes, I wonder if our side is getting it all wrong. Maybe the other side has a point. At first, there was a moment of silence. The panel of guests, each a staunch liberal analyst, exchanged puzzled glances. The audience on social media erupted instantly. Within minutes, the hashtag #FireWhitman is trending, with progressive activists accusing him of betraying their cause. By the next morning, Whitman's face was nowhere to be seen on the network's website. The official statement was terse. We have decided to part ways with Daniel Whitman due to recent comments that do not reflect the values of our network. Just like that, a career built over 2 decades was erased in an instant. Karoline Leavitt's shocking response. While the left celebrated Whitman's downfall as a necessary purge, conservatives saw an opportunity to highlight the growing intolerance within the liberal establishment. Among those who weighed in was Karoline Leavitt, a rising star in conservative media. Leavitt, known for her fiery debates and unapologetic stance against cancel culture, didn't hold back. In a social media post that racked up millions of views, she dropped a bombshell. This isn't about one sentence. This is about the radical left's fear of free thought. Whitman wasn't fired for betraying them. He was fired for thinking critically. If even a liberal host can't question the narrative, imagine what they do to you. The reaction was immediate. Conservative pundits rallied behind her statement, using Whitman's firing as proof that the left had become an echo chamber. Some even extended invitations for him to appear on right-leaning networks, though Whitman himself remained silent. The fallout and what comes next. Whitman's firing ignited a broader debate about free speech, ideological conformity, and the growing divide in media. While some liberals defended the network's decision, claiming that Whitman had lent credibility to dangerous ideas, others quietly admitted that his removal seemed excessive. Meanwhile, Leavitt's response only fueled her rising popularity, cementing her role as a leading voice against media censorship. Some speculated that this controversy could be the beginning of a political pivot for Whitman, while others wondered if he would attempt to return to mainstream media under new terms. One thing, however, was clear: this story was far from over. The media war escalates. In the days following Daniel Whitman's firing, the media war intensified. Liberal outlets doubled down, portraying Whitman as a once loyal figure who had lost his way. Some former colleagues denounced him outright, while others tried to downplay the incident, insisting that his removal was simply a business decision. On the other side, conservative networks saw a golden opportunity. Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, and other prominent right-wing voices took to the airwaves, calling out the hypocrisy of the left. They eat their own the moment you step out of line, Carlson remarked. This isn't about truth. It's about control. Karoline Leavitt, who had already thrown herself into the fight, wasn't done yet. She appeared on multiple conservative platforms, hammering home the idea that Whitman's firing was proof that mainstream media had abandoned intellectual diversity. She even issued a public challenge: if the network believes in debate, let's have one. I'll sit across from their top anchor and we'll discuss whether or not free speech exists in their newsroom. But we all know they won't accept, because they can't handle the truth. The challenge went unanswered. Whitman breaks his silence for nearly a week. Whitman remained quiet. Some speculated he was negotiating a return to television, while others assumed he had gone into hiding. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, he reappeared, this time on a conservative podcast. His first words stunned everyone. "I never thought I'd be here," he admitted. "But after what happened, I don't know who my real allies are anymore." For over an hour, Whitman recounted the behind-the-scenes chaos that led to his firing. "The moment I questioned our own narrative, I knew I had made a mistake," he revealed. "Not because I was wrong, but because I dared to ask the question. They didn't even give me a chance to explain. I was just gone. He also confirmed a chilling detail. Network executives had warned him privately before the announcement, saying that his words gave oxygen to dangerous ideas. I thought journalism was about challenging ideas, Whitman said. Apparently, I was wrong. Leavitt's surprising offer, just when the story seemed to be settling down. Karoline Leavitt made another unexpected move. In a shocking turn, she extended an offer to Whitman, a guest contributor spot on her own conservative platform. Whitman may not agree with us on everything, but he's just learned a hard lesson about censorship, she announced. If he wants a place to speak freely, we're ready to give him a microphone. The internet exploded. Some conservatives praised Leavitt's boldness, arguing that she was proving that true free speech could only exist on the right. Others questioned whether Whitman could really be trusted, calling him a wolf in sheep's clothing. Meanwhile, liberal commentators erupted in fury, branding Whitman a traitor for even considering the offer. Will Whitman switch sides? As of now, Whitman has yet to accept or decline Leavitt's offer. But the fact that he's even entertaining the idea signals a major shift in the media landscape. The fallout from this one sentence has already reshaped political commentary. The left's intolerance for dissent has been exposed, while the right has seized the moment to welcome unexpected allies. One thing is certain, Daniel Whitman's story is far from over. Will he take the leap and join the other side? Or will he attempt to rebuild his career within the liberal world that cast him out? Stay tuned. The world watched with bated breath as Daniel Whitman mulled over Karoline Leavitt's unexpected offer. In the days following her announcement, speculation ran wild. Would he accept a role at a conservative network, proving that the right was more tolerant of free speech than the left? Or would he attempt to rehabilitate his image and regain his place in liberal media? Whitman himself remained tight-lipped, refusing interviews and issuing only a vague statement. I am taking time to reflect on the events of the past week and what they mean for my future in journalism. Then, in a shocking twist, Whitman made a third choice, one no one saw coming. The bombshell announcement a week after his firing, Whitman announced a live-streamed press conference. Millions tuned in, eager to hear his final decision. As he stepped onto the stage, he looked visibly different, calmer, more resolute. He took a deep breath, then spoke. I have spent my entire career believing in the power of journalism. But last week, I learned a painful truth. Journalism as we know it is dead. A murmur rippled through the crowd. I've been labeled a traitor by my own colleagues. I've been invited into a world I never thought I'd consider. But at the end of the day, I don't belong to the left or the right. I belong to the truth. And that's why I'm launching my own independent platform, where free speech is not just tolerated but encouraged. The announcement sent shockwaves through the media world. Whitman was rejecting both sides, choosing instead to build something new. Leavitt's reaction, a twist no one expected. Karoline Leavitt was among the first to respond. Instead of criticizing his decision, she surprised everyone by offering support. This is exactly what we need. Voices willing to challenge the establishment, no matter where they stand. Whitman, I may not agree with you on everything, but if you ever want to have a real debate, I'll be your first guest. The message was clear. The fight wasn't about left or right anymore. It was about breaking free from the rigid narratives that controlled the media. The aftermath, a new era in journalism? Within weeks, Whitman's independent platform skyrocketed in popularity. Former liberal and conservative voices who had been silenced by their networks flocked to his show, eager to engage in raw, unfiltered debate. His first guest? Karoline Leavitt. The two sat across from each other, once political adversaries, now united by a common mission, to restore real journalism. As the cameras rolled and the world watched, it became clear this was just the beginning. The end, or just the start of something bigger.